We really should have a fucking right to a public goddamn internet. You know, you know, it's just like I said. Just imagine what it would be like if fucking private corporations could buy up every sidewalk in every town and every public park and do whatever they wanted to with it, and put up whatever crap they wanted to, and set whatever fucking rules they wanted to. I mean, it's just fucking bullshit. And you know, the idea that it's free, it's not fucking free. You know, that's the bottom line. It's obviously it's not free, because we are generating all this inefficiency. We are paying for all this inefficiency. There's some 50,000 companies out there whose only job is to figure out how to fuck with the text of their web pages to get them indexed in Google higher. I mean, 50,000 companies are just trying to compete with each other to put their garbage, their spam, their shit, you know, to make it look like it's more than it is, or more legitimate than it really is. And it's just bullshit. It's a fucking useless competition, and nobody in the public gains anything from it. I mean, it's just a liar's game. This huge lying shyster, you know, facade makeup game they're playing. And we're paying for it. Consumers are paying for it. Don't fool yourself. If a business to do business on the internet has to pay, you know, $5 or $6 or $10 a click to get eyeballs to their websites, obviously somebody has to pay for that. We're all going to pay for that, and that the products we're going to buy are going to be more expensive than they could be if that business didn't have to pay that fucking tax to do business on the internet, to be able to get somebody to see what they're offering, because of all this clutter and fucking noise. So these search products absolutely fucking suck, because they're not organized in a disciplined, rational manner. They're organized in this stupid, idiotic, conceptual way that there's no fucking judgment passed. There's no fucking qualification beyond how many external links are pointing to something, how popular it is, and it's all illusionary. It's all false popularity. So anyway, the point is, getting on to the real point, which is this efficiency thing. We really have to think in terms of efficiency. We have to create public, you know, provided services as a competitive minimum against this corporate bullshit. Because all this, there is a huge amount of waste in this corporate asshole world. And you know, we're going to have to get rid of all this inefficiency if we're going to survive the future, because things are going to get tight. And it's like things, even basic services like banking, the transaction of money transactions. We should have a public bank where we can have a credit card, quote unquote, but you know, that isn't about credit, which isn't about borrowing fucking money. It's just about it being able to transfer funds, you know, to purchase materials without somebody stealing our card or stealing our identity or any of this other bullshit. We need some sort of secure way to do electronic transfers of funds, and without paying a fucking stupid idiotic fee for that, you know, without having some fucking corporation, you know, charge you, you know, $35 because you paid your bill 6 days too late, and all this other bullshit that goes on. And we've got to encourage people to quit borrowing money anyway. I mean, it's a dead end. Unless you're sure you can pay the money back within a very narrow scope of time and under the right conditions, it's a huge, giant loss. You're not gaining anything by borrowing if you're going to be, you know, paying 4 times the amount of the original item you bought. I mean, it's idiotic. You're not making, you know, people think they're paying $100 for something, they buy it on their credit card, and they end up paying 33% interest for 5 years. Well, yeah, guess what? They just paid 200%, you know, 300% the price of the item. And they wouldn't have bought it if the price tag said $300 when they bought it, but that's what they end up paying for it. So, I mean, it's got to be, we got to have a different economy. This fucking shyster, lying bastard fucking economy has got to go. We've got to replace it with a, like I said, if we have public alternatives, it'll force the corporations to get rid of the fucking bullshit waste in their own doing of business. So I'm not saying get rid of capitalism, I'm just saying we've got to force capitalism to compete with something that doesn't have wired into it all these twists and turns and bullshit. I mean, I've made this line before, but this is really, it's an important concept in economics, is that you want to make the line between production and consumption as straight as possible. And that's what the internet would have done if we didn't put the middlemen back in the game. game. Because by putting the middlemen back in the game, now corporations won't even sell you their product directly, because they'll force you to buy it from one of their shyster distributors, because their shyster distributors are doing all the fucking huckstering for them. And so indirectly you're still paying for all this marketing crap that you thought you were getting rid of. And it's just bullshit. We need to get rid of all this fucking jagged line middleman crap between the fucking product we want to buy and there's just no point in having it. It's a waste. It's you know, I mean, it's going to cost people jobs, but they need jobs who are actually doing something constructive. We need to put more people to work building houses and making food and making energy, and less people working just trying to find a way to lie and steal some money out of people's pockets. I mean, it's a bullshit economy. It's built on fucking bullshit. So, enough of a rant. But anyway, this whole subject of how we're going to survive the future, I mean, there'll probably be other videos on it, because it's, you know, it's going to get important. Because, yeah, when things start to fall apart, we've got to know, you know, there's going to be strategies that are going to be more survivable than others. And I don't know the answers. I mean, I'm still thinking through it myself. And what do you invest in? How do you protect yourself if the rest of the world is falling apart all around you? Big questions.